The purpose of this video is just to give a quick overview of how our workout chart looks and functions. So our workout chart, we're going to have the name of the clients, the program, and then it's going to consist of 3 pages. Page 1 would be their workout dates. All right, typically our clients are going to train 2 to 3 days a week. Every time they train, we're typically going to have 2 workouts for a client, workout A and B. They're going to alternate between each. And really with this, we're just checking off workouts. So in week 1, they do workout A, we check it off. They do workout B, they check it off. Week 2, they do workout A, check it off, B, check it off. If it's a 3-day client in week 1, they'd go A, B, A, and then B, A, B. But you can see that we're just alternating workouts with each session. This also kind of gives us an idea of how quickly we're going to get done with a program. Okay, if this is a client that's training 3 days a week, they're going to get done much faster than the client that's training 2 days a week. If it's a 2-day client and they go on vacation for a couple weeks, we might leave off at workout A, exposure 5, and then pick up on workout B, exposure 6. But this kind of gives us kind of a working example of how quickly we want to move into their next chart. Our next one is going to be their pre-workout kind of thing, like what we do with them. And this is we have kind of 3 sections of this. We have test retest, which is indicators of progress, things that we want to look at to see, how are they doing? Have they progressed in a certain thing? And this could be for a pain client, it could be an orthopedic measure like a hip range of motion test, and for a performance client, it could be something like a push-up test or a maximal sprint. It's just whatever we're looking to improve. And again, I wouldn't necessarily test a 1 rep max anything or 10-yard sprint every session, but this is what we put in there, and this is something that we can actually chart and keep track of, as well as kind of give significance to the client. Then we're going to have our release tab. These are things like foam rolling, release work that the client does on their own, maybe some like something a little bit more active that we're going to do with the client, but this is the first thing we do. So it could be a stretch like a pails and rails. It could be a foam rolling exercise. And then finally, with the client's resets, okay, and the resets are just what their breathing drills. So we have a 90-90 hip lift here, upside down bear and toe touch breathing. The majority of our clients are going to be on our standard warm-up that are going to come with resets and actual warm-up exercises. So some of this stuff might not apply to them, but if we're dealing with a pain client that's a little bit more specific, then we're going to fill these in. Okay, if there's nothing in these boxes, just take them through the standard warm-up. However, if there is something, consult me or execute those exercises. Now, when we talk about our workouts, pretty simple. Workout A, we have a workout A and a workout B. A workout A is going to consist of a power portion, a main lifts portion, an auxiliary lifts portion, and conditioning portion. Power, as you can see here, we have our exercises, and then we have sets and reps. Those things are just going to be performed back to back for allotted sets and reps. All right, once we perform, you can see that we have 3. Let's say we do 3x, 5 to 8 reps, 3 laps, 5 to 8 reps. We would perform those things 3 times back to back before moving on to our main lifts. You can see here for our main lifts, we have a Zercher squat, chin up hang, and 90-90 hip lift. So same thing, we perform these for the allotted sets and reps back to back before moving on to our auxiliaries and then finishing with our conditioning. Okay, so conditioning, we might have standard sets and reps written in here. We might have something different like an EMOM or an interval circuit. It really just depends. All right, same for workout B. Okay, so I'm not going to go on that. Then we have our goal setting portion of our program here. With goal setting, we're just going to ask the clients a couple questions regarding what they did and what we want them to do in the future. So, do you feel that you accomplish your goals? Yes or no? Explain yes or no. What are the client's goals for the next phase? And how will we know it's working? And this is the thing that we fill out at the end of the client's chart. We just walk them through it like we're doing a goal setting consultation just as part of their session. And that way, carrying into the next phase of their program, we know that, we hit the mark, we didn't hit the mark, we know what their goals are for the next phase, and we just roll that into their next program by looking at their previous chart.